There's a brief pause, just a breath's length, when everything shifts. Her breathing slows, her weight leans, her walls tremble for a heartbeat, and most men don't even notice. Not because they're ignorant, but because they've never been taught how to truly feel without words. You think it's a hug, a simple embrace, arms around her, a brief squeeze, then it's over. But that's surface level. What you miss is the moment when her body meets yours, and silence falls between you. You're not just touching her, you're communicating with something deeper than language. You're speaking to her nervous system, to her trust. A hug isn't just an action, it's an imprint, an energetic impression. It's not just physical contact, it's a transmission of who you are beneath the mask. A quiet pulse of intention, stillness, containment. A woman doesn't feel safe in your arms because of how tightly you hold her, but because of how unshaken your energy is when she comes close. Most men hold to receive affection, approval, validation, but presence doesn't grasp. Presence holds without wanting. It anchors. It gives space. It tells her, you can unravel here again, I won't. But if your body tightens, if your energy wavers, if your mind clutches at the nearness like a prize, she senses it. Not logically, but instinctively. Her body stays guarded. Her breath stays shallow. Her hips don't soften, because her inner world is scanning, always scanning, for depth. And if she can't feel it, she won't trust you. Not with her tenderness. Not with her truth. Because a hug, a real one, is more honest than any words. It's the place where performance dies and presence begins. She feels what your words can't hide, the hunger, the hesitation, the hope for something in return. And if that's what you're holding her with, even subtly, she pulls back, even if she doesn't move. Her heart retreats, because she didn't come to be touched. She came to be held. And there's a difference. Most men offer tension. A few offer presence. One grips, the other grounds. One needs to be felt. The other allows her to relax. The former creates pressure. The latter creates safety. The rarest kind of hug is the one that offers nothing but space. No demand, no reward, no chase. Just steady stillness. The kind of energy that doesn't flinch when she gets soft. That doesn't rush when her heart opens. That doesn't perform. That just is. And that's what breaks her open. Not your charm, not your words, but your refusal to be moved by her emotion. Not because you're cold, but because your warmth doesn't tremble, because it's rooted deep. In that moment, she feels what she didn't know she needed. Rest. That's what most men never realize. A hug isn't about closeness. It's about containment. It's the unspoken test of whether your masculinity is performative or embodied, whether your strength is defensive or calm, because when she melts, and she will if she feels safe, she's not asking if you want her. She's asking if you can hold her without collapsing, if you can feel her full spectrum, her fire, her freeze, her fragility, and not shift. And when that test comes, it's never verbal. It arrives as a pause, a pullback, an emotional quiet, a subtle question. Are you still here? Or were you only steady while I was soft? And if your center trembles, if you chase, if you rush to fix or win her back, she feels it, and she grieves, because what she thought was safety was control with a gentle face. True presence doesn't chase after surrender. It holds it. True presence doesn't shrink when emotion floods. It anchors. That's what she's scanning for. Not words, not actions, but gravity. A man who doesn't need her mood to validate his masculinity. A man who isn't waiting for affection but offering depth. And when she feels that, her femininity awakens. Her spirit softens. Her chaos relaxes into your structure. That's when the hug becomes sacred, not just a physical gesture but a spiritual experience. A conversation without language, a container for everything she is, messy, radiant, broken, whole. But that only happens when you stop reaching for her like an achievement and start holding her like a flame, not to possess, to honor. That's reverence, not worship. Reverence is the quiet, masculine knowing that says you are not mine, but while you are near, I will protect what you are. And when she feels that, in your silence, in your breath, in the steadiness of your frame, she doesn't just respond. She remembers. And once she remembers that feeling of being held without demand, she returns. Not because you asked her to, but because her soul knows where home is. Would you like this broken down into an Instagram carousel or video script format?